Thank you for joining me, Ashwin Bedi, on NMH at 1, where we highlight the news making headlines in Namibia and beyond, ranging from current affairs to community stories, sports and economic news. Coming up in this broadcast, Hyphen offers global oil companies $3 billion Namibian stake, battle lines drawn for 2024 polls, and Ohangwena learners busted for smoking at school. Follow all our programs on oneup2.com or DSTV 285 or GoTV 25 in Namibia. Midday news update after the break. Milling and processing at the Combat Mine has restarted. Owners Trigon Metals announced the mine, in which Namibian entrepreneur Knowledge Kati has a stake, is on track to meet commercial production targets by the end of September. The mine has 525 employees. On the evening of August the 3rd, 2023, the company achieved the major milestone of turning on the mill's crushing facility and starting the flotation circuit, a statement reads. The plant has been running in 3-hour bursts at the Trigon team fine-tunes the equipment as team fine-tunes the equipment and sets up for a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week operation. Visual News highlights local stories from across Namibia right after the break.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Minister of Justice Yvonne Dausab launched the ministry's customer service charter today at the Namibian Institute for Public Administration and Management. The charter, thoughtfully designed to enhance the ministry's quality of customer service, is available in English and 9 local languages, including Braille, underlining the ministry's commitment to inclusivity and serving all citizens effectively.
When people come to a public building, they are working into a place of expectation. An expectation that they will receive friendly, quick, and helpful information that is likely to change their life in a big or small way. So in the broader societal scheme, public service is a transformative tool to enhance social justice. Today, we stand here to publicly reaffirm our commitment to serve the Namibian public with humility, competence, and the required skill that is expected of all of us that sits in these lovely buildings. The Ministry of Justice is launching our institutional customer service charters, translated into 9 main languages, including Braille. I think that deserves another. It is quite apt that we do so at NIPA, which was established by an act of parliament 13 years ago to more generally transform the public service in Namibia to improve management, leadership, and professional competencies, and more specifically, it was aimed to foster a climate of purpose, values, and professional traditions amongst the public sector employees, end of quote. This launch and its concomitant affirmation is to be better and to do better is a collective effort of all of us. It is the collective effort and public affirmation of our executive director, the management team, our incredible staff in their various capacities. No one in this ministry is of higher or lower rank. We are all public servants, including me, and we all have a responsibility to ensure we protect the image of the ministry through our service.
Now, a total of 13,000 vacancies were advertised on the Namibia Statistics Agency's website and social media platforms. The positions for temporary fieldwork set to take place during the 2023 Housing and Population Census received a staggering 101,009 applications. According to the NSA, it further received 10,485 applications for 125 office-based positions.
We confirm that the 2023 Population and Housing Census field work will commence from 18 September 2023 to the 3rd of November 2023. This time span will include the enumeration as well as the post-enumeration survey, or what we call the PES. The post-enumeration survey, PES, is a quality assurance exercise. And it is critical for the census, and it aims to ensure that the NSA is disseminating quality statistics. The NSA is also making use of various platforms such as the television, radio, newspapers, and social media to spread the census message. Various census videos and radio jingles and all local vernaculars are airing on these platforms since July 2023, and this will proceed until the census enumeration ends on the 3rd of November 2023. And then let's talk about the very important aspect, which is the census staff recruitment. The 2023 Population and Housing Census requires approximately 13,000 suitable qualified persons to be employed on a temporary basis to carry out the work in the different phases of the census, that is both the main census and the post-enumeration survey. And here we are talking about temporary positions in terms of human resource officers, enumerators, these are the field workers that are going to collect the data, team supervisors that are going to supervise these enumerators, IT field technicians, community mobilizers, people that need to engage the community, as well as constituency supervisors. We are going to have supervisors even at the constituency levels, so 121 constituency supervisors. All census vacancy advertisements were sent out through various platforms such as the newspapers, the NSA website, and through social media. And we have received a staggering 101,009 applications.
After the break, Namibian Sun leads us into the newspaper review segment.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Let's get into the newspaper review, starting with Namibian Sun. The Urban and Rural Development Ministry's probe into a chieftainship battle at the Vagriku Traditional Authority has found that Felix Muraguli Mashika is the legitimate heir to the throne. Official documents seen by the Namibian Sun indicate. The probe was necessitated after the ministry received more than one application for the succession of the late Chief Cassian Shiyambi, who died in November 2019. This new development is contained in a letter from Urban and Rural Development Minister Erastus Utoni to the Vagriku Traditional Authority chairperson Christanas Likoro. Now on page 3, 2 grade 8 learners at Tweufila Samuel Nepunta Combined School were arrested yesterday morning for allegedly smoking marijuana at school. The suspects, whose ages were unknown, were caught smoking inside the school toilet. This was confirmed by Ohangwena Region Education Director Isaac Hamatwi. He could however not divulge any further information, adding that the area's education inspector had yet to forward him the full report. He said this is the first time drug use at school is being reported in the region, but admitted that they are aware of cases of marijuana being grown in some villages. On Republican's front page, the properties of 3 former SME bank directors accused of defrauding the now-defunct bank will be auctioned next week as liquidators fight to recoup millions lost from the institution. According to sources close to liquidators David Bruni and Ian McLaren, several luxury houses in Windhoek's affluent suburbs belonging to Tawanda Mumvuma, Enoch Kamushinda and Chiedza Goromonzi are set to go under the hammer. The auction has been confirmed by notices placed in local newspapers. The properties, which are expected to be auctioned off on Thursday, 17 August, are situated in Kleiner Cooper, Eros and posh Windhoek Golf Estate next to Windhoek Country Club Resort. On page 3, James Mnewpe's transition from an investment banker to the champion of Namibia's ambitious green hydrogen project has drawn both ire and awe in the public domain. His name has become synonymous with green hydrogen and surfaces in every boardroom where the multi-billion-dollar project is discussed. Despite having no known technical skills relating to the budding sector, the government this week rubber-stamped his role in the project when he was announced as the founding head of the country's Green Hydrogen Implementation Authority. Now on its front page, the Allgemeine Zeitung, after the LPM and PDM parties have already accused the government of secrecy in parliament regarding the largest investment of around 10 billion euros, PDM has again voiced criticism of the green hydrogen project. Investigative journalist John Grobler also voiced criticism. The PDM is concerned about the direct management of the GH2 Namibia project by the Office of the President, fearing a departure from established norms of transparency and accountability, the party said. On page 3, the Minister of Defence and Veterans Affairs, Frans Kapofi, called upon recent graduates of the Namibian Defence Force to maintain their integrity, remain disciplined, and to protect the ethos of the armed forces as they embark on their new path in the service. The minister made the remarks at the 16th graduation ceremony held recently at the military base Osona in Okahanja. At the ceremony, a total of 1,264 recruits were graduated after 9 months of training. Stay with us as we continue with the Namibia newspaper after the break.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Now, a Hyphen hydrogen energy shareholder has offered to sell international oil and gas companies a stake in the Namibian project for more than 3 billion Namibian dollars. It's unclear whether international companies would be interested, especially since they could have gotten involved for free 2 years ago when the government selected Hyphen. This move comes as senior government officials such as Green Hydrogen Commissioner James Mnewpe appear to be pushing international oil companies to team up with Hyphen, which is co-owned by South African businessman Brian Meyerson. The latest push by the government comes 2 years after awarding Hyphen a tender to implement a 190 billion Namibian dollar green hydrogen project. Torn, filthy linen, laundry machines broken down, and pregnant mothers sleeping in tents. This is the situation at Onanjoke Intermediate Hospital in the Oshikoto region. The appalling situation was discovered after the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Gender Equality, Social Development and Family Affairs visited the hospital yesterday. The committee is on an inspection visit to hospitals at the north. The visits are a response to a motion introduced in the National Assembly last year by PDM parliamentarian Winnie Mongo to discuss and investigate the deplorable and inhospitable state of mental health institutions and facilities. The New Era's lead story highlights that next year's presidential and National Assembly elections will be a tight contest, separating pretenders from contenders. It is an election political analysts have billed as prospectively one of Namibia's most competitive in Namibia's history. The contest is set to pit Deputy Prime Minister Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah against opposition leader McHenry Venani, her former comrades Panduleni Itula, Bernard Swartboy, and land activist Job Amopanda. Republican Party President Hank Manji yesterday urged the Ministry of Education and school boards to reject the teaching of gender identity in primary schools. He told the media his party does not support the evil academic concept that pushes for the distribution of textbooks and teaching resources with explicit sex drawings to children at pre-primary and primary school levels. I want to urge the government and school boards to look into this immediately, ensure that such literature is banned from our schools in Namibia and that it does not form part of our curriculum for pre-primary and primary schools, Maj said. Osino Resources, the owner of the Twin Hills Gold Project in central Namibia, announced the discovery of significant gold mineralization at Eureka Greenfields Exploration Project, approximately 35 kilometers northeast of the company's Undundu Gold Project. Dave Underwood, Osino's vice president of exploration, said that this greenfield discovery in an area not known for gold occurrences is a testament once again to the target generation ability of the Osino team and effective systematic exploration the team is known for. Now, Qatar Airways has suspended Windhoek flights. An update on this coming up next in Economic News. Qatar Airways has announced that it will temporarily suspend flights to Windhoek starting from November 23 of this year, citing operational reasons. The decision was communicated to travel agents, coming as the carrier, which was operating 3 weekly non-stop flights to and from Windhoek via Hamad International Airport using a Boeing 7878 Dreamliner, only resuming flights in June of last year. The resumption of flights linked Windhoek to over 200 locations in 31 African countries each week, as well as approximately 150 destinations across the globe. However, this development coincides with the Namibia Airports Company revealing that Zambia Airways, Edelweiss and KLM plan to launch flights to Windhoek. Edelweiss and KLM are expected to commence flights to Namibia within the next 12 months, following the engagement of 5 international airlines as part of the company's route development initiative. Additionally, the Zimbabwean national airline Air Zimbabwe has expressed plans to initiate flights between Harare and Windhoek, aiming to capitalize on a market gap left by the collapse of Air Namibia. Let's head into the economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 18.85 next to the US dollar, with 20.70 Namibian dollars getting you €1. Capricorn Investment Group Limited managed a 0.10% uptick, whilst most selected NSX stock closing prices maintained their value. Oryx Properties and SBN Holdings also managed some upticks, with the overall index closing up 0.65%. All commodities made some significant upticks, with the most coming from platinum, 0.58%. South Africa's former President Jacob Zuma has been freed from serving further time in prison. Stay with us as we head into news from Africa. South Africa's former President Jacob Zuma has been freed from serving further time in prison after being granted a remission status. Remission status is granted to low-risk and non-violent offenders. Justice Minister Ronald Lamola told the media that the remission decision was taken to address overcrowding in prisons. He says that this remission process started in April. Zuma handed himself over at Escort Prison in KwaZulu-Natal at 6 a.m. local time on Friday and was admitted into the system. South Africa's Commissioner of Prisons, Makgoti Qobakhahle, said he was then released an hour hour later under a special remission process. The remission status was approved by President Cyril Ramaphosa for more than 900 low-risk prisoners. Zuma was sentenced in June 2021 to 15 months in jail for contempt of court after refusing to testify before a panel probing financial sleaze and cronyism under his presidency. Let's swing over talking about Singapore in international news. Singapore will hold a presidential election on the 1st of September if more than one candidate is nominated to run for the largely ceremonial post, the government said today. If there's only one candidate on nomination day 22 August, he or she will be declared president-elect. This year's presidential election in the diverse city-state will be open to all ethnic groups, unlike the last time in 2017 when the post was controversially reserved for those of Malay ethnicity. The 2017 election was uncontested when applications from 4 candidates were rejected, sparking a rare protest by several hundred people in a city park who raised a banner with the message "robbed of an election" and hashtag "not my president." We swing over to local sport. Now, in a dramatic development on Wednesday, the management of FNB Kudus Rugby Club has confirmed that their teams will not be travelling to play FNB Rehoboth on Saturday, but rather forfeit the league points. Tight head prop Aranos Kotia, flanker Max Kashijeko and wing Chad Plato, who get their first game time on the Namibian Rugby Tour in South America when they line up in the starting team against Chile on Saturday. Let's talk international sport. Now, Amanda Elstead scored her 4th goal of the tournament and Filipa Angelidal netted a penalty against Sweden in hanging on to beat Japan 2-1 on Friday and setting up a Women's World Cup semi-final with Spain. Harry Kane is due to have a medical at Bayern Munich after the German champions agreed for a deal for the England captain from Tottenham, British media reports said on Friday. And the first round of Rugby World Cup warm-up fixtures provided a few shocks, or at least there would be shocks if you didn't look at the fine print, which is that the various nations choose their moments when to be full strength and when to field experimental teams. Stay with us. Highlights coming soon.
Good evening and welcome to Sunset News.
Hello NMH at One viewers, my name is Michael Kayunde. I'm back on your TV screens to give you guys a lowdown of some of the events that are taking place this weekend. To start with, you can catch Chill Sessions, that's tonight on Namibian Sun's Facebook page at 1900 hours. That's the show where we get to take you in and around the country, showcasing you that on NTV at 7:30 in the morning. Moving along with other events you can still expect to check out this weekend. Today, that is at the Loft, Yiza will be celebrating his 1 million views milestone. That is at the Loft. He will be supported by the likes of DJ Castro, Nesh from Musketeers, Tumi Mohammed, as well as so many other people. So please go out there at the Loft and celebrate with Yiza. His music video, Pretty Vibes, just reached 1 million views this week, and he's celebrating that. So please make sure that you go out there and support the superstar. Moving along with another event you can expect or check out this weekend is the jewelry masterclass taking place tomorrow at NTN. It's brought to you by NDTC in collaboration with the Windhoek Fashion Week. Entrance is for free, so please make sure that you go out there, especially if they are going to be having a masterclass specifically on jewelry. So make sure you go out there and learn as much as you can. Those are some of the events you can check out this weekend. From me, Michael, until next time, it's bye-bye.
Let's get into the highlights from this afternoon's broadcast. South Africa's former president Jacob Zuma has been freed from serving further time in prison after being granted a remission status. Singapore will hold a presidential election on the 1st of September if more than one candidate is nominated to run for the largely ceremonial post. And in a dramatic development on Wednesday, the management of FNB Kudus Rugby Club has confirmed that their teams will not be travelling to play FNB Rehoboth this Saturday.